Ooh. Hi. So, this is kind of a goofy, different video. That is because I am doing a response video to my Young Livings one I just recently made. Which is goofy because, well, what's it got? 11 views? Like, normally you make a response when it's something big. But anyhow, if you recall, I had put some video clips in there that my friend recorded, doing like a little experiment trying to show that Young Living's products can have benefits, this time being with eczema, I think it is, some kind of skin condition, let's say, and they're using the frankincense. So anyway, the response is because my friend has been saying that, I'm not saying, but she's just been all frustrated with me and saying that my video was making fun of her. And then the friend that was the subject, if you will, with the skin condition apparently also agreed that I was making fun of her. And somebody else, I don't know this person, I just got a name, that they agreed as well as making fun. That's not what I was doing. That wasn't my intent either. So, I'm making this response video in a way, as a way to debunk that and offer my stance and proof that I'm not making fun and just illustrate what I was really doing. So, for starters, if anything, I was making fun of the product. Majority of my segment of the video was showcasing some of the Young Living stuff. My video shows the website scrolling slowly in the background. I did that on purpose so like if people wanted to actually read what the website had to say, you could just mute me and just read what the things are. I also was inputting my take on the products, how, it's not my thing. It's not my style. I've made that abundantly clear. I'm not going to go out and seek this Young Living stuff. I'm not going to go out and try to start using it or make my own products, cleaning supplies or detergents or what have you. I'm going to keep doing what I always do, which is buy already made stuff. But, yeah, that has nothing to do with her. I'm not making fun of her because I'm making fun of the product. She's not the CEO of Young Livings or an employee of Young Livings or essential oil companies in general. She's just a fan of it. She likes using it. And cool, good for you. That's awesome. If she finds something that she likes and she supports and she's behind, from what I understand, she likes to make a lot of her own soaps and detergent and what have you because she believes strongly that the essential oils do a better job at cleaning and such than store-bought stuff because of the chemicals and all that extra crap in the store-bought stuff. Additionally, what do you want to say, pound for pound, she thinks that it's cheaper. Like she was telling me a story fairly recently about how she made her own detergent, and per load it breaks down to like 40 cents, which when you factor that out, it can't be per load. That would be really expensive. I don't know. She did some kind of math though, and it came out to be much cheaper to do it her way when you make it using the essential oils versus buying like a jug of Tide or something. My point is cool. I'm not making fun of that. That's what you like. That's what you like. Hey, I said before in one of my videos that I like to use Bag Balm on my hands. Why do I like Bag Balm? Because for me it works. Yes, it's an extremely messy cream. That's why I don't use it any other time except for at bedtime. And because it's severely messy, maybe a lot of people wouldn't be behind it. But I like it because it doesn't burn my hands and it does a fair job at getting them re-healed. So, not making fun of her, I'm making fun of the product. Like I thought I was pretty clear on that. Second is that she had a claim that she said she was upset that I stated in the video that I phrased it as she was trying to force these products on me. Well, let's just throw an example out there and see what you think. So, like in my videos, I make it clear that I'm not pro this stuff. I don't care about this Young Living's oils and yada yada yada. I've also made it abundantly clear to her in person. In person, yes, I will make fun of her for the Young Living stuff, but it's different in person than in a video. In person, you know, it's just me and her. In a video, I mean, my video hasn't taken off. It's got 11 views, but still, maybe someday I'll get bigger, and maybe people will check out my older videos. So, you know, there's a potential that it could get a lot more views, and, you know, I don't want to have a image out there of me making fun of her. Granted, nobody knows who she is, and so far nobody knows who I am either, because I don't put my face in my videos yet. That might change, but for now, the type of videos I make, I just don't really need to put my face there. Anyways, that's a tangent that we're not going down. All I'm trying to say, though, is, yeah, that I make it clear to her that I'm not interested in the product. So anyways, here's what's happened a couple times. One time, I guess she made some soaps, and she asked me would I be interested in some of them, and I told her no. Then she made peppermint patties with the peppermint oil. Asked me would I want to try some of them. I told her no. Okay. So those are instances of not forcing. She offered, I declined. But then one day she comes over and brings me a bag of the toilet bowl cleaning bath salt or bath bomb looking creations, gives me that frankincense, and gives me a bottle. Well, there wasn't much left in it because I guess it's an extreme concentrate, so you only need a little bit to fill up like a spray bottle with. You put that tiny bit of stuff and then the rest water. But anyways, a bottle of Young Living's lemon something. I don't know what it's supposed to even be for. Maybe it's just a cleaner, like a disinfectant. But regardless, brought it over and just gave it to me. Like, I had no choice. It wasn't a do you want this? She came over and said, I have stuff for you. That pause there was on purpose. It was to let all that stuff sink in and get your interpretation. That is somebody forcing things on me, correct? I would say that. It's very well known I don't want this stuff. And she still brought me over a bunch of things. Let's put it into a different perspective. Say you're at your job and somebody is always coming over and flirting with you, maybe being a little touchy-feely, and you make it very clear that you're not interested, whether it's facial expressions, you know, kind of body jitters, like trying to steer away from this person. Maybe you verbally say stuff to them and they keep coming over. Well, if you report them to HR, what would you say? You'd say they're forcing themselves on you. Okay, this is the same idea. I don't want the stuff. She still brought it for me. I'm not trying to make an attack here. I'm not trying to put this segment on for too long. I'm just trying to make a point. Like, don't say that, you know, don't be all upset because I phrase it as you're forcing things on me when you are. Like, come on. Anyhow, though, in all fairness, I guess, those toilet cleaner things, I think I addressed this in the other video. I've used one and I'll use them all because the way I see it is whatever, you know. If they don't work very good, at the end of the day, it's just being used in the toilet, which in a day you'll take a dump in it anyways, and toilet's gross again, so whatever. And then as far as the frankincense, when she gave that to me, I'm pretty sure in my original video, I said I didn't use it, not to be disrespectful to her or the essential oil stuff, but I only didn't use it because my hands were really bad. They were severely dry, cracked, swollen, and I didn't want to be using experimental stuff. I wanted to stick with what I know works and get my hands in a better condition. If I still had the frankincense and my hands were able to get to a better state, then maybe I would have tried it. I phrase it that way because maybe a week ago now, she came and took back the frankincense. So I never had a chance to try it. But yeah, if I still had it, maybe I would use it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not all about this essential oil stuff. But I have had this condition since 2008. That's when it all really started. And I mean, during those days, it was extreme. It was significantly worse than it is now. It was like I had leprosy. And it was like that for a few years. So what I have now is much more mild, but it still sucks. I mean, if you've seen any of my other videos, especially like the card videos where you see my hands, you see my hands are kind of gross looking. So if this stuff would help, then what the heck, you know? It's not up my alley, but hey, cool, relief. But anyways, that's the only reason why I didn't use the frankincense. And then as far as the lemon cleaner stuff, whatever the heck it is, yeah, I'm probably never going to use that. I put it underneath my cabinet with my other chemicals, and that's where it'll just stay. I mean, I'm not interested in trying to mix that up. And two, it's just me. I personally don't like it. If somebody bought you a movie that you had no interest in, you'd never watch it. It's not because you're being rude to the person. It's not because you don't like the actors. It's not because of anything else. It's because that movie you don't care about. You're like, why did you get me this? Okay, I'll keep it just because you gave it to me, but I don't care about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a matter of me making fun. It's me just stating things. Anyhow, the third thing I want to point out as well, because I'm being accused of making fun, is her segments I included in my video just as is. They're raw, uncut, unedited. They're just put in there. If I was making fun of her, I would have dubbed myself in picking fun during those videos, like I did with my the workout video I did. Or this one wasn't actually picking fun, but the SC38 reaction. I pause it, I talk, I put more video, I pause it, I talk. Like if I was making fun of her, I would have made fun of those videos that she sent me, and I didn't. They're in there. They're continuous and uninterrupted. It's just her actual videos. I mean, if you want to be fair, there are some very mild edits that I included to those videos, and it's just there was some parts where she was trying to think of what she wanted to say, so there's like and then a pause, and then like a word, and then a pause. So what I did is I chopped out the and the pauses, so then the words would be a little more fluid, closer together, less pausey. I mean, if you really pay attention to the video, you probably can hear it because it's not super fluid, but I took that out so that way then it would be a little, more fluid. So I did that, and then, yeah, I added in the music in her section. Well, I add music in on all my videos. Now, if you want to try to say that the music was making fun of her, then we can talk about that, because yes, I did use goofy music. If you watch the part that where her videos are, I did intentionally chose goofy sounding music. However, there's a couple reasons for that. First off, I chose the goofy music, again, making fun of the product. It's not making fun of her. I put the goofy music just to kind of make fun of the Young Living stuff. Again, if I wanted to make fun of her, I would have made commentary in there making fun of her. The music is just there to be silly, making fun of the product, because I just think, I'm, like I've said, I'm not really all about this essential oils and Young Living's products and yada yada yada. So I put the goofy, what is it, like clowns? I don't know. It was under some playlist that they call Playful, but it just sounds. Just listen to it. It's just goofy, and it was on purpose, just to kind of, subliminally make fun of Young Living's, not her. Secondly, I put different music in there because I really wanted to separate my video from her videos. It's two separate entities. There's my commentary talking about this stuff and what I think, but it's all to lead up to her section. So I kind of wanted to, make it so it was very different. First off, I put the transition that shows the whiteout, so it's something's happening. Different music. So now there's the auditory clue. I mean, obviously you'd hear it anyways when she's talking, but still, it's just all those things I'm trying to really differentiate. There's her videos, and there's my video. And then, wrapping up, so at the end, I don't know if you want to count this as making fun either, but I pose all those questions after it shows the before and after of her friend's hands. I pose those questions just like for proper, what do you want to call it, like scientific reasoning. You know, when you set up an experiment, you are supposed to list everything you did. What were your controls? What were your variables? If your variables, well, no, yeah, variables are gonna have value x factors to them. Let's say. So what were those x factors? Whole point is that way then in the future somebody can reproduce those same exact results. It's almost like a recipe in a cookbook. You know, you say exactly what you need and how it's prepared. That way then it can be made by anybody who reads that recipe. So a lot of times what like research things, whatever you want to call them, research videos like to do is they try to put a spin on the information given and act as if it's 100% factual and yada yada yada. A master of this is Michael Moore. Yes, his documentaries are entertaining and I do like a lot of his things, but he puts a spin on it that takes everything that he puts as if it's, oh, that's it, 100% proof, and it's not. Like, for example, in Bowling for Columbine, he mentions how there was a bank. This is a weird promo, but there was a bank that was given a promo that you open an account and you get a free gun. Well, behind the scenes, there's a lot more behind it. Yeah, you open the bank account, but then you have, I think it was 5 days that you'd have to go through for the background check, and then you'd get your gun in the mail or something. So it was a while before you even actually got the gun. But Michael Moore and his team, prior to filming for his documentary, had already set all this up. He already passed his background check. He was already able to get the gun. And I think he either had the gun shipped to the bank or he brought the gun that came in the mail to the bank and just asked them if they can put it in the back in the safe. Anyway, I mean, he rigged that all up. So he made it look like he went to the bank, opened an account, and left with a gun. And that's how he portrayed it. Look how easy it was for me to get this gun. In reality, he had to go through all the legwork and possibly even extra so he could set that up. So anyways, that's why I put those questions at the end, where I said something like, you know, how bad were her hands? Are her hands like mine? I know how bad my hands get. My hands get very bad. It's to the point where I'm like crippled and can't use my hands. They get severely swollen, cracked. I mean, literally, it gets to the point where I cannot bend my fingers sometimes. I mean, I can, but then I'm bleeding all over the place and it's gross. So do her hands get that bad? Do her hands go through cycles like mine do? Mine go through cycles all the time. They go from severely bad for a week, then they slowly start to get better, then they almost get better, and then they get to this phase where they're insanely itchy, and then as soon as they get itchy, that's when they fall apart, and then they're bad again. Does she have cycles? Were her hands on the upswing cycle when this experiment happened? Was she moisturizing more often than usual just because of psychological reasons? Oh, I got the frankincense. Let's see if it helps me. You know, kind of like somebody who might be on a diet taking a supplement, but they're all of a sudden working out way more, but then they attribute their results to the supplement, and it's like, no, you just started working out. That's what the real results are from. You know, so was that it? Was she moisturizing more? You know, does that moisturizer she was using usually work really well for her, or does she have results but uses it because, like me, it's something like me with my bag bomb, it's just something she prefers? Like, that's all. I was just trying to pose questions. It's not making fun. It's just keeping a mindful, an open, mindful, scientific mind, whatever you want to say. Just, you know, making sure that we don't just take everything as is. Like, oh my god, look, the frankincense, it works so great. Yeah, there's more to it. So let's keep that in mind and explore it. That's all. It wasn't making fun of anybody. And then the very last thing I want to say is, I mean, this video should be proof enough that I wasn't trying to make fun. If I was trying to make fun of her and she was calling me out for making fun of me, then that would have been sufficient to me, because I've been like, good, my video was achieved as desired. She picked up on my sarcasm and realized I was making fun of her, and I wouldn't have made this video. But I'm making this video to clear things up, like, no, don't take it the wrong way. And obviously, I chose to make this video because since the other video is out there and I didn't delete it because I'm not going to delete it because I wasn't making fun of her, I figure I might as well put this video out there too. That way then anybody else who's like, jeez, I thought he said she was his friend, he's such a dick, then they can watch this and be like, oh, maybe I was just misinterpreting everything, just like her. I hope I covered everything. I've rehearsed this with myself like 56 times now. Been thinking about making this video since the day I uploaded the other one, so I think I got it all. And yeah, when I make fun of stuff, it's pretty obvious, so don't forget that. Now, until the next one, I said see ya.